welcome. This is Kevin, also known as Zawal, and we are going to try to make another bag here. And today, our inspiration is coming from, is it Kyray? Handmade? I think that's what it is. Kiray underscore handmade over on Instagram. And the bracelet is this one. And I actually I have one of his bracelets here. I bought it. And I kind of like the style. It's got that kind of ethnic look to it. So we're gonna play around with that a little bit. Let's pick this red color to sort of start out our diamond. We're just gonna concentrate on one side here, and then basically use some copying and pasting skills to make this thing go a little bit quicker. So that's a little bit light. Can we make this darker? There we go. So kind of want this up the middle. So what I'm going to have here is, this is a 24 string loop for the top of the bag. And if we're doing a 96 string bracelet, that will mean there'll be 4 loops. So that's kind of fine and good. I basically have between the line here and the line here, or like these ones here, to be able to sort of make the pattern do whatever it's going to do. Um, it's kind of a limited space, but these are really small bags, so they kind of go a little bit quickly, a little bit. I mean, it's still like if I spent all day working on it, I still think these things take a couple days at least. So, whoops. Um, so don't get me wrong, this is not something that's like crazy super easy or something. Um, hmm. Okay, so we could either do the red diamond just like that, or we could kind of go off of this, which has this like bigger diamond up at the top. I think we'll go ahead and do that. Why not? All right, so basically I've just picked up our background color to kind of get rid of that. And then we'll bring in the red. To do this. So I kind of don't know what's going to go on with the rest of this. For me, this is really uncharted waters. I've played a little bit with these bracelet designs before, but I've never tried to um, work it out to be a bag. Because what I don't want is the edge of this bracelet is kind of, he basically uses that straight edge technique where the knots, um, there's just like a solid row, and I don't want that in the middle of this. That's one of the big things I don't want. I also, um, I don't know. I just want this to come out nice. So let's see. In the middle of the reds, it's really hard to tell. Like these knots are ridiculously tiny. This is seriously. So yeah. So the dots that he has in the center of this is the same color as what's on the outside. So we can just do this. That'll be easy. And again, all we have to do is complete this one top 1/4 of it, and then the whole rest is just copying and sorting it out. So there's sort of an S thing on the sides. Let's see. And it's kind of like a white. Can we get a little slightly darker? There we go. Um, is that right? I don't think it is. You have to excuse me. My sinuses are absolutely going insane here today. I don't know why. Okay, so that's the first part. All right, so that's this one. And that's that one. Great. So that goes that way. I wonder. Hmm. All right, let's just try something here out of curiosity. Did that just... Nope, that color's too close to the white. See, this is... I was wondering why it was taking so long. Come on. Control A. Oh, my computer is acting weird. Come on. There we go. All right, I need to change this color a bit. Bucket is... There we go, that's better. Oops. And the reason we're going to try to do this is because I'm going to try to save myself a little bit of time. And we're going to try to do some fun copy paste stuffs. So now I can take this tool here, which is select by color, and select that. And now I have that whole piece. So Control C, Control V, and now I have this little floating segment. Now, whoops. Still floating. All right, so I could put it right here and the S's and stuff would be in the same direction. Or flip it this way. There we go. I did it. Now we can use the move tool. Oops. I think I must move the line there. And since we have the move tool on, we can actually use the little arrow keys on our keyboard. Yeah. So that flips it around the other way. Perfect. And it brings it right up at the top. Like, that's really good. Like, that's awesome. I bet you this one gets to be a light color as well. All right, so now now that we have this whole bigger piece, we can copy all that, right? And Control C, Control V. And then we can go back to that flip tool and flip horizontally. And then go to the move tool and slide it over to this side. Yeah, that we're saving ourselves all kinds of time here. And there we go. Wow. We can just anchor that layer down. Did I do that right? Is that? Yeah, that's right. So now I can go through, oops, and add these in. So it doesn't leave us a lot of space off to the side here, does it? So the question is, how are we going to fill in this? We don't want this just to be straight up brown. We could make little diamonds. Do we want diamonds down the side? That doesn't. I'm so confused. I'm not completely against the idea of the diamonds. I definitely want this brown to box in this lighter color for sure, right? That's kind of a thing. And there really isn't room. We can't, like in the other bracelet, like there's like so much space that we can play with that has these like, well, look at this. It's got this cool stuff out here, but there's just not space in a 24 string. That's interesting. And it looks like it'll have to be diamonds then. Sometimes sometimes we get to choose, sometimes I think the pattern does the choosing. At least it doesn't have like a long straight line or something. Like it's constantly doing something interesting, which I'm okay with that. Ooh. Okay, so I put in the light colored ones. What if it's the red ones? What if I added a red string and made it this instead? Right? Oh, I think I like that. It'll, because the way the whole pattern repeats itself, right? Oh. Yeah, okay. So just a simple little change there, and suddenly it's a whole different. It's going to be a whole new look. That's that's awesome. All right. So now basically I have to work out to make sure that the colors can actually go um, and do all the things that I want. There shouldn't be any problem with it, but it has happened in the past where it just doesn't quite work out. So do. I suspect that probably goes straight through. Yeah, because for the most part, all of this is just threads that are alternating. It's every other color kind of thing. Now, this side here matches this side over here. So if we really want to save some time, all I have to do is concentrate on this one little area. And yeah, we can do more of the fancy copying and pasting stuff. So this is definitely a little bit more advanced, um, as one might expect when you're making a bag. Obviously, it's it is more advanced, and um, although I guess I mean there's a lot of similarities from just regular plain old bracelet making, but um, yeah, some of this is definitely we're gonna take some steps to sort of make this easier. So basically these red ones I kind of knew like this is it's pretty straightforward. They just kind of um, the strings just sort of goes back and forth like this. So getting them out of the way pretty easy makes doing this whoops a whole lot easier later on. Um, do. Okay, so the next string in would have to be the brown. Like I said, most of these they don't do a lot of zigzagging. It's kind of straightforward. Um, see how that just let it go forward and it'll kind of do its thing. I suspect, whoops, there'll be a lot of that. Well, this whitish color, maybe not as much. It has to do some zigzags to just to stay in its zone. But there's that one. So the next one, well, we know this is a brown. So I don't know what this one is. I suspect that I want to use it the white. But before I go jumping to conclusions, I can again stick with one that's easy. So there we go. And we know this one is brown. Basically, it has to be because we need this line right here. Yeah, those are going to be the white ones. So I don't know about you guys. I do find this part to be a bit fun. Um, there's a little bit of puzzle solving to it. There's a little bit of just kind of seeing that it does the thing that you thought it would do. That's kind of awesome. Like we can do this brown as well. So that's it really is just sort of an every other thing. I'm not sure what color that I'll actually pick out for the bags themselves, but we haven't gotten to that far yet. Basically, um, this is the start of a small series of bags that I'm making because, well, one, I wanted to make these kind of patterns. And if I'm to do it, I need to order the floss. And so to order the floss, I need to know how much string I need and of what colors. And that's part of this whole thing is figuring out what those colors are going to be. So this should be the last of them. So we will find out in just a moment if this is all working out right. Essentially, everything that is this color brown needs to be connected. Ooh, see, there's this one isn't. Oh, what happened here? This one came down, but we didn't bring it back? Why did we not do that? I thought we just found a mistake and that we had a huge problem, but it turns out, oh, come on. All right, I need a black. All right. Yeah. So basically all of the brown knots are all connected in there now. So that's perfect. That means we do not have a problem with making this, and the rest of this is relatively straightforward. And this is definitely the light color for the center of this diamond. Oops. Just like that. Like if we had tried to change this color, we would have a new color coming in over here. And I don't think that would work out at all. Yeah, I thought we were going to have a little bit more room on the sides to do some interesting stuff. Um, but no, that wasn't to be. It's still interesting. Don't get me wrong. I'm absolutely going to love making this bag, and I'm not sure when we'll actually get around to actually doing it. The goal is to do these on the live stream. Um, but I don't know. I don't know when. Obviously, I have to make a number more of these. So essentially, the the big deal here is in order to get a better price for the floss, I need to buy a bunch of floss. And so that's why I need to make a bunch of patterns is to get that better pricing. It's about um, the difference between like if I was buying 40 skeins versus like 450 skeins is at 450 it's like half the price. So yeah, I mean it just comes out way more worth it for me in the end. So that's what we're working towards now. All right. Now the magic happens. We get the select tool, and it kind of can lock right into these snap on line things that we have here. All right, so we Control C, Control V, and then we use the flip tool. And yes, we are going horizontally. The move tool, and we can put that there and anchor it. Just make sure everything's all nice and lined up before we go to the next one. Select tool, this time we're going to go between these lines. Control C, Control V, and then we slide it over, and it should snap right into place there. Yep. And then we can anchor it. Wow. Yeah, I was right about the red dots. That looks really cool. All right, so now we snap between these lines. Control C, Control V. This time we get the flip tool and we go vertically. And I think it snapped to the grid. It did. Wow. There is our pattern. And yeah, I think that's going to be really, really striking. And then these pieces down here will join in at the bottom. And yeah, that's going to look really cool. So hopefully the guys enjoyed the video. I had fun making it. Thank you to my Patreon supporters who make this stuff possible and make the bag making and everything possible, really. Please hit like and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think of this. You know, are you going to be trying to make one of these? Is this something that kind of excites you? I would really like to know. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.